came to her house. House. He came to her house. The A sound. Which word has the A sound? He came to her house. Came.
Good.
Good.
Okay. Play zvinoreve. Good. Together.
Which word has the A sound? Which word has the A sound? What is your name? What is your name?
Okay, the pictures and the sounds. The pictures and the words with the A sound. Do you have the pictures ready?
Send me the words. Cake. That's cake. Does it have the A sound? Say yes if it has the A sound, and say no if it doesn't have the A sound.
So we're done. It was, well, a 1.5 hour lesson ended up being a 3-hour session. Like double the time, mostly because of the amount of work that needed to be done. So, one of the things that we set out to do when we came out here was to have an impact on the community. Find, a way where we can impart something, whether it's tech-wise or literacy. We just wanted to, just have a positive impact. So today's lesson it's actually the second one, or first main one. When they came over the first time, it was more of like assessment to see where they were. So what happened here was that in the beginning, when these kids usually frequent here, they're from around the community. So we just thought, what can we do to help the little boy in particular, because he's doing his grade 7 this year. And here in Zimbabwe, grade 7, there are some major exams that you write before you go into high school, which basically show that you've mastered primary education. So we then went and approached the mother to say, we can help him if he's got any areas where he needs help with his schoolwork and things like that. And our daughters, they are doing their AS, Form 5, and so they can tutor him, they can help him. So then she said, well, just as well, because he had come to me, meaning her, and said, Mama, I want to go and be helped. I want them to help me with my English because I'm struggling with it. So she said she was planning on approaching us as well about it. So it was already aligned, So we said, okay, good. So he can come over. Then she said, please just can my younger daughter come as well? So we're like, okay, because initially we just wanted to help him because he's writing exams, and the youngest daughter is about grade 3. So then we said, okay, no, it's fine. Since we're going to have to, after the assessment, we noticed that we will have to begin right from the beginning, like phonics, teaching him phonics, because he was having problems understanding what he was reading or what was read to him. So we said we'll have to begin right at the beginning and build it up until we can get as far as we can go before he writes his exams. So we said, okay, the young girl can come because we are beginning from the very beginning anyway, so they can, help each other and go together.
My name is Talita. And my name is Amalia. We've been homeschooled for the past 12 years, and this year we're doing our AS level. Last year we finished our IGCSEs, and next year we're going to be moving to A level. I think homeschooling has been a really exciting journey. I think I liked doing homeschooling because we were able to sort of teach ourselves most of the things that we were learning. We would get help from time to time from our parents to help us with things we didn't understand, but generally it's nice that we taught ourselves most of the stuff that we learned. What I like about homeschooling is that we can stay at home and spend more time with our family. We can ask our parents for help, and they help us with any questions that we need. And I think I also like the way that the schedule is flexible. We can say that we're starting at 5 o'clock and then we end at 2 p.m., or we can switch it up to we start at 8 a.m. and then end at 4 p.m., for example. Also, where we're studying, it's more flexible, so we don't have to stay in one place. We can go, for example, outside or sit in another room if we feel that would help us to understand and study better. I did most of the English and I did the math. Yeah, I think the English was okay, generally. Just some things I struggled with, like since we were doing with 2 community children right now, I would agree to one of their answers before the second one answer, which would influence them to think that the first one's answer was correct. But I now know that I shouldn't do that. I should wait for both of them to answer because it would then cause one of them to learn better than the other one. The math was okay. I think the explaining by writing down the question on the paper helped a lot because they could actually see what I was doing and then I showed them step by step what to do. I think it is something that I want to continue doing, but it depends on the schedule that we have because we are also doing our ES, so we also do have to manage our own schoolwork. But if that was not in the way, I would love to continue helping them because it makes me feel nice to see others learning and understanding concepts because I know what it's like to be struggling in a place like that. I think the schools, they do teach different subjects and when they're teaching the students, all the students are taught at the same time. But of course, in a learning system, in a school, for example, in a classroom, there are some students that learn faster than others, and others that learn at a slower pace. So the students that learn at a faster pace, they end up moving on to newer concepts, and the slower learners end up lagging behind. So I think when then a test comes, for example, the slower learners won't really know how to answer the question. And the teachers will be focused on the faster learners, so they don't really have the time to help the slower learners. I think I am looking forward to next week because we will be continuing to help them, and this week they went back with an assignment, so I want to see how that assignment went. Today we started with A. For the phonics, which is the sound that a letter makes, we started with the A sound. So next week we're planning to move on to the A sound, which is still the letter
sound
A.
for me.
Which is still the letter E. And we will keep on moving forward with the different letters. After that will come the R sound of E, and then we'll move on the rest of the alphabet. Until we're done with the entire alphabet. And then hopefully their reading and comprehension would have improved because it's important for you to understand what you're reading so that you can answer the questions accurately.
So I've been sent by Rumbi to pick up a few snacks. It's an overcast day today, but just a few showers, but generally fine, and a bit nippy. So just picking up a few cobs to eat and enjoy later this evening. I'm just trying to get the ones that are still sizable one, nice, that are still soft enough to and not chewy. I don't like the chewy ones. So yeah, there's still quite a bit that is ready. Let's see what we can get.
One, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. See, there's 6.
Yeah, I haven't been here in a while. Actually, about 2 weeks or so. I noticed that our caretaker did some nice work to clear the path around the banana field, because it used to be really jam-packed with undergrowth and weeds. So it's nice that he's cleared it. So what usually happens is that when we cut down the excess, the weeds and whatnot, we just put it into the field, into the banana plantation as mulch. It's very common here, and actually the method used to put a lot of mulch in order to maintain or to keep the moisture, so that the banana plants do not lose moisture. But well, it's basically for the future, because right now there's a lot of rain, a lot of water, and there isn't much evaporation, and so we're actually irrigating now. Because there's just water coming down, so we'll just then direct it into the fields. So it's interesting that this plantation survived the 2024 drought. I think it went for months basically without watering, and one of the things that banana plants need is constant watering. So yeah, the fruiting was rather poor, even though we got something because of the limited water. But I'm happy to see that quite a lot of them survived, and they are now thriving.
But how do you do it? Taswira maswira.
Zvekufamba here?
So we've just come out here to do some road works to continue, to clear the grass sections of the road. This road, our homestead branches off this road. So the grass had overgrown in some sections. This is one of them. This road then goes and branches into what we dubbed the village main street. So we call it Main Street because there are a lot of houses either side of the road, and so it seems like it's the main road. So yeah, for the village, for the local village, so we just called it Main Street. If you come here and you ask people where is Main Street, no one will know which one that is because it's our own in-house call card. Yeah, so this is my second time working the machine to do the road. Arthur has got more experience. I've done just the middle section and he's going to take over and do the sides, which are quite a lot more work. So yeah, we'll just carry on until we'll see if we do any other section, but today we're just targeting this section here.
So we have hit a brick wall here. It looks like the machine is losing power. I'm not sure whether it's the battery or what could it be. I think I need to service it, so I need to get back and open this and just remove the grass that is in there. It looks like there's also a particular grass that is entangling itself here when the rotation is happening, and it's really tightening. You can't even remove it. So I suspect that probably combined with the batteries that have been working, but I think it's too soon for the batteries to run out. So I just need to go and open this and maybe remove anything that may be in there. I don't know if we'll be able to come back today and continue, but I think we've done, at least we've removed the middle part. That was annoying when you're driving past it, no scratching underneath the car. So yeah, that's what we're going to do now. Yeah. Lots of power. So whilst I'm here, some update on what has happened to the leftover materials. We decided to move everything over this side, and then just keep it for now. It's still a very valuable material. This is peat sand. I think we have about I don't know, 2 tons to 3 tons of peat sand and a little bit of river sand. We'd ordered some more, but because of the rains and the contractor was supposed to bring it, has been in and out of town, so we have to wait for him to come back. And then we have the bricks over this side. These were also left over. They were just thrown all over the place, but we have now stacked them up. I think there are about 1,000 to 2,000 bricks there, which will still have quite a bit of work to do with them. We actually need some more. So out here in the village, these are sold at about $30 to $35 per thousand. And all you need to do is to pay that amount and then find some transport to bring them on site. They are decent bricks. You just need to use a stronger gauge of mortar, that is the cement mix, and you also need to plaster with impermo to prevent water from getting in, and they'll just be as solid as they come. What else do you put here? Then we have got the concrete stones. These were brought here as full stones, and then they were crushed on site. I think we talked about it in the earlier videos. So we still have a lot of them here. I don't know, maybe 5 tons or so. So we will need to use them for the other buildings that we'll do, the outbuildings, for the foundation, for the flooring. But these were done by hand. So the size is not like what you find, the 3/4 stones you find in town, in the city, or these are bigger. But if you are to do a project, maybe a sizable project, it's probably a good idea to find a stone crusher that crushes on site. Maybe it runs on diesel or something like that. You'll get better sizes for the concrete. But this worked and it still works, so we're just gonna continue with it, what is left over. So this whole area is supposed to be our parking area. But if you've been watching some of our videos on other platforms, we also do our cooking shows from here. That's where we shoot from. I also do the recordings for my other channel, the Idea Lab from under this tree. So if you watch the Idea Lab and you wonder where I'd be, this is the location where I shoot. We've got a number of locations that we use for the cooking videos, and anything else you want to put on video. Numerous places, that you can use for that within our space here. So yeah, that's a little update on the materials and what has become of them. So what we have here is our growing farm. It's an earthworm farm. It's got, these boxes have got what are called red wiggler worms. Red wiggler worms. I think this originates in the States, if I'm not mistaken. But if you recall from one of our videos, we're trying to initiate a colony in the woods. When we put some food and some organic food, some scraps, and try to get them to come and start a colony. So yeah, that didn't work out. I think someone put in the comments that they needed to have been introduced into this environment if we were to find them. So apparently it doesn't look like there was ever any red wigglers in this environment. So we ended up actually having to buy in Harare from a certain farmer. So this was the original container. I think we bought some grams, maybe 500 grams or something like that, to start with, that we bought, and they were delivered to us in this container. So now they've increased to these 2 containers. The first one, it grew in the first 3 months, and then we split them into 2, and then put them into the next container. So they just keep multiplying. So both of these big green containers are full of not full. They've got a substantial amount of the red wigglers. So yeah, let me show you inside what it looks like. Okay, so we've got this plastic cover just to keep the moisture in, and let me just put my handling gloves here on. Okay, so this is the bedding. It's a mixture of leaves, dried leaves, and some other things. I won't say much really. If you're interested in this, and I'll explain why we are doing it and where we are trying to go with it. I've got a manual. I'll put the link in the description. You can check it out. But it's a very interesting concept. Yeah, I'll explain shortly what it's all about. So if you open at the bottom here, if you're lucky enough, yeah, you could see some. But as soon as they appear, they then just disappear into the bedding, because they do not like to be exposed. I don't know if you can see anything. They do not like to be exposed to light. They thrive in darkness, the earthworms. Okay, there's a bit here. Yeah, so I'm just about to go and look for some feed to put in there. Basically, they feed on kitchen scraps. So this is why they're ideal for a setup, even urban, wherever you are really, because they don't take up a lot of space depending on your goals. We are aiming for something a little bit of scale, so we're gonna need space, of which space we have. But we're going to expand this farm. It's a little farm at this point in time, but we're going to expand it into a substantial farm. So what basically we are aiming for is to create a breeding farm. This is a breeding farm. I've already they are breeding, as I showed you earlier, that they came in this small pack, and now we've got these 2 big boxes. And shortly, maybe in the next 2 weeks or so, we add some another box, and it just keeps growing like that. But I have a farm that is a standalone farm that I'm just working on, is basically building in public. So you can check out the link in the description. It's called Uncle Arthur's Red Wiggler Farm. Okay, so Rumbi chuckled when I suggested the name. It was very funny to her. But yeah, that's what it is, Uncle Arthur's Red Wiggler Farm. We're going to be building in public. We're going to be showing you on this channel how that is going. So the earthworms produce what is known as vermicompost, which is basically organic compost for the garden. That is the whole purpose here. So you take this, once it's been processed by the worms, you separate the compost from the worms, and then you go and dump in the garden, spread it around nicely, and it's going to help you produce garden produce organically with no fertilizer whatsoever. You will be surprised. On my other channel, I do a lot of research on agricultural businesses, on agro businesses. You'll be surprised at just how many chemicals go into potatoes. I think several chemicals. So there's a debate around it of the use of synthetic fertilizers. It needs to be done in a way, because that's the only way you can increase production, to feed the growing populations around the world, here in Zim and everywhere else where people need to be fed. And potatoes are one of the essential foods, but for food security. But it's not the only crop, as everyone knows, that uses synthetic fertilizers. So the idea behind vermicompost is basically to grow organic, which is what we are aiming for here at the homestead. So we are going to be producing these for those who are interested in getting their own worms to start their little farm. So you can run a small box like this for your garden at home. You can increase to any size if you want, depending on the space you want to produce your vegetables organically. But these multiply every 2.5 months to 3 months, so they just keep growing, and they'll produce the vermicompost for you. It's all in the manual that I mentioned. If you're interested, you can see it in the description, the link there. So yeah, we'll be showing you what we're going to be doing with it. So now I'm going to look for the organic food to feed for these. At the beginning, the feeding was slow, but now it's picked up pace because the population has grown. So I think I'm just about at a point where I'm going to be feeding them twice a week. But at the moment, maybe this week is once, and then maybe from next week, depending on how big they grow, the population. But they do consume a lot. Each time I put something, it's gone within a few days. If you don't put anything, they'll just consume the bedding, which is fine, really. So I just want to show you how I do it, what I put in there. For those who bought the manual earlier, probably some insight as well into how it works. So let's do it. So here I'm getting sweet potato leaves. Yeah, don't worry about these. These are just basically a waste, because this type of sweet potato doesn't produce any tubers at all. It just produces endless runners. So this is good use for it. I'm gonna feed it to the red wigglers, and then they'll convert it to nice organic fertilizer. That's why I'm keeping them here. You see, I took some from here a few days ago. So I just come here and grab from these endless running vines. So this is one of my chores now here at the homestead, to keep this going. Yeah, I enjoy it because it's quite just relaxing to come here and do this and gather the food for my friends, the red wigglers. I'm really looking forward to some nice organic grown vegetables, and it's encouraging when the colony is growing the way it is. It shows that you're in the right direction. What you're aiming for will be achieved. So really, it's anything organic. It's going to be eaten and converted into organic food. So another thing that I do is to take this is blackjack, which we talked about last time. So blackjack is also great. I found that they really love blackjack, and blackjack is available all the time when it's raining like this. Okay, so this organic matter is going to be converted to organic manure. Simple as that. I've done my job chopping it up, feeding, and then they're going to convert. Once it's ready, you remove it, put it in the garden. You've got an excellent supply of nutrients for your garden, organically, no synthetic fertilizers. Okay, so this one doesn't have the plastic, but it's been working well. The plastic is basically to retain moisture, but it's okay, so I'm going to leave it like this. This is the latest one, actually. The bigger one that I started with is where I removed from the small box and then put into that bigger one, and then from the bigger one I removed I left the big earthworms in the bigger box and removed all the tiny ones, the small ones, and put them here. So now it's full of them. They've grown, they're bigger ones, so I'll need to split again and put into the next one, so that's how the farm grows. So at the moment, Uncle Arthur's Red Wiggler farm is 2 box, 2 bins big.
Right now, I'm reading computer science, and I've been doing computer science for almost 2 hours. I'm in the final leg for about 25 minutes. I started doing computer science around 7 o'clock, and we woke up at 5 o'clock today. We do school from Monday to Friday. After computer science, I'll be doing business studies. I just came outside to change the environment a little bit so that I can study better.
Rumbe is away. She's been in Harare, taking care of some business, and she should be back in a day or so. Yeah, so homeschooling has been a central part of our lives as a family. Our kids have always been homeschooled from the beginning. They've never been in a public school setting. So right from the start, so it's been 12 years at least of homeschooling. It's a very interesting journey, and I think well rewarding. And of course, over the years, we've been found the challenge that many people are not. Don't think that it's a good idea that they would do, but but I think what happened with COVID, gave everybody a chance to give it a shot, and many people that we know actually then found it very rewarding and worthwhile and stuck with it. But of course, others didn't find it as interesting, and they sent the kids back to the public schools soon after COVID ended. But yeah, it's been wonderful for us, and so the kids have written their Cambridge IEG CSE, as we've mentioned before, last year 2024. So now they're doing their AS, and it's something that we're willing to continue doing and help them go through it, and they are also very interested and excited about it, because that's all they've known all their lives. But I think one of the key things about it is that there's a very, very strong personal development that is apparent in the kids, especially under the program that we are using. If you're interested in it, maybe I'll put the details down in the description box so that you could just drop us a line. It will give you whatever information that we may have about it, or something of that sort. Yeah, so I'm just out here trying to take a walk around the yard. We just open the gate and go through. So this side of the yard, side of the yeah, the yard is about 100 and some meters long, down this way. So concerning homeschooling, one of the main ingredients out here, the homestead, has been Starlink. Starlink was a game changer. There was no way that we would be here to do what we do without Starlink. So it was a very exciting time for us when the president announced on a Saturday that they were going to license Starlink in Zim. So yeah, we jumped on it. In fact, before that, we were already on the roaming one from Zambia. Incriminating myself on video. Yeah, but anyway, now we have regularized it. We have the local Starlink. We've got a Starlink Mini. That's what we are using. The one I showed. Yeah. So yeah, it's been a very, very important link to work out here and to do what we do. The children, doing their schoolwork, so because everything is online. And if you're planning on homesteading, it's basically the way to go. I don't think that you can successfully do homesteading in the modern sense without something like Starlink or anything equivalent, really. That is modern internet. So we use it a lot. Just some views from here. So it's always difficult when filming here because the camera tends to avoid or tends to not show exactly what the natural eye sees. So this range of mountains is actually closer than the camera is capable of showing. You only have to be here to witness it yourself. It's right in your face. It's imposing. It's just beautiful. It's amazing. Yeah, so I think I'll have to end this little talk here because my battery is low on the camera. I didn't quite charge it. I thought it had something to last the entire conversation. But I hope to talk about, in fact, what I wanted to get into more was about homesteading. So homeschooling is one of it because people have expressed concern that, wow, if we homestead, what are we going to do with the kids, who are still going to school? So hopefully I'll do a full video just to talk about certain things that and how we have gone about putting those things in place to be able to successfully homestead. Like I mentioned, the internet is one of them because it covers a lot of ground on things that are important. When you're out here in the remote, you're talking about banking transactions, schooling, as I mentioned, and just keeping in touch. In fact, on the internet here, as good as Starlink that we have, we don't feel disconnected at all. We actually feel very connected. I know what's happening in Harare at any given point in time. The skirmishes with the vendors, for example, any government updates, anything that matters. It's really at the tip of my fingertips. And at the same time, you can switch off and just go into the woods or just, like I'm doing now, taking a walk and just disconnect from everything. So there's a lot of control and it's really good. I think that people who are concerned that they feel like they're out of the city and they want to be in the loop and things like that, I don't feel it. We don't feel it. And I think Rumbi feels the same from what we've talked about, concerning our homesteading journey so far. So let's do a video, I think, that we just get into these details and talk about what you need to look out for. I realize that many people who are following this channel are interested in homesteading and hope to set up maybe this year or in the next few years to come. So yeah, we're looking forward to doing that video and just share some information on specific things that we've encountered and how we've experienced it.
So I just came into Harare, just popped in to do a little bit of business. And I am currently in town. I hadn't walked in town as much as I have done today. in a long time, even when we're still here in Harare. So yeah, it's been, well, for the most part, it's still pretty busy. It's still the same old Harare, except some shops have closed and new ones have come up, and there's a lot of cubicle shops that are coming up. Yeah, but still same old, for the most part. Yeah, so let me carry on with the errands, and see how best we can navigate it. Okay, they have brown basmati. So I'll probably have to get that.
So I'm out here on the side of the road. I've just had a minor breakdown, and I'm about 3 to 4 kilometers away from Hauna, so I've called for backup. I'm on my way to Hauna to pick up Rumbi, who's coming in from Harare, and I just spoke to her a few minutes ago. I think she's about 10 minutes away from Hauna. I don't think I'll make it in 10 minutes, so I guess she'll be the one receiving me. I was supposed to be the one receiving her. So, but anyway, yeah, Hauna is a place that we go to, you know, as you have seen in the previous videos, to pick up the essentials. You can pick up medicines. There are 2 pharmacies there. If you need any medicines, you can pick up the groceries, the supermarkets, as you have seen in the previous videos. You know, all the basics. So because of where we are, some of the stuff comes from Mozambique, a few items, but much of the things basically come from South Africa and from the suppliers in Harare, the manufacturers in Harare. So for all the basics, they are available out here at Hauna. Right now I'm close to a school called St. Columbus, which is very close to Hauna. That's where I'm stuck, basically. So if you need anything special, you may have to go to Mutare, which is not found in Hauna. And other important things that you may need, you can get them from Mutare. But like everyone else in Zimbabwe, the more specialized things, especially public service documents and such, you may have to go to Harare, as everyone often complains that you have to, it's too centralized. But all the other essential things of day-to-day living, yeah, you can get them out here in Hauna. And as you've also seen in the past videos, you can get these at a very 40 to 45%, 50% cheaper when you're talking about groceries. So yeah, I'm excited to be going to pick her. She's been away for a few days. There's no home without a mom for the kids. There's no home without a wife. For me, the husband. So she's so special to me, and it's unfortunate and said that I'm not able to receive her. She was gonna have to receive me because of this, event. So let's see how it goes. I hope to be in Hauna shortly once the backup comes and I'm able to continue with the remaining 3 to 4 kilometers.
So I've arrived here in Hauna after 5 hours on the bus. It was good. I love the morning bus because it's just straight to the point. It doesn't stop a lot, and it's a good bus. Yeah, so, and also it won't be very hot. I like traveling when it's cool, so morning is very convenient. So yes, I've arrived and I am waiting for my ride from my hubby. He says he's had a little breakdown, so he sent for help, and someone now, Mzukuru, is going to help him out, and then they'll come and fetch me. So yeah, waiting, being patient, and seeing what's happening out here. Like clockwork, the next bus has arrived and it's going to Harare.
Don't worry, Mom. Don't worry. So the menu is now complete.
We're back together after a couple of days of being apart.
How was the trip?
Yeah, it was hectic but fruitful.
Okay. So what's next now?
I was home.
Wow. It was half full. Our hearts were half full. So now we're complete. Okay. So some hardware business and we'll go.
Yeah, here we go. Bib. Should we put a bib?
Yeah. This is the last time. Where? It's ready. Okay. The salt is ready. Welcome. All right, so too much. Remove.
Just a little bit more.
Let's just do it for the flies.
Okay. If I can just take both of them.
Any particular?
Thanks.
Does it look interesting?
Thanks, I really appreciate it. Said thanks, I really appreciate it. After long, what do you call it? Furlough. Furlough, yeah, like
sabbatical or something. Grew up just being told cock.
Coke in Fanta.
Yeah, but no fun. Those when I was almost what, yeah, this is super.
All that sugar.
Once in a while, not every tea break at work. No. But anyway, for most people, that's what ends up happening.